was very true. They did get the best of the scenario. Of course, they picked up the axe and the hero usually count the dazzle, which means they have got the saves against this gyro IO combo.
Well, and you've already shown in the last game as Hippo that you're willing to run some of these unconventional cores mid in a Skywrath. I would imagine if you're willing to run Skywrath mid, you're probably going to be willing to run Dazzle mid as well. So you have quite a bit of flex value now, whereas NIP has given away a lot of information in their first 2 picks. And that's something that you really have to leverage as the draft goes on. Against a good drafter like Peter, any bit of commitment, early commitment or information that you get, that's something you have to exploit.
All right, and speaking a little bit of information, we did get you slightly cut off right at the beginning. Do you want to restart the call?
Sure. No problem.
Yeah, we'll get Alan back.
Radiant's turn to pick.
All right, there we go.
All right, let's try that.
That should be better. It's because we forgot to restart between series. It was going so well.
We always forget that. That's all right. As long as we're doing it in the draft, as long as I'm cutting out in the middle of the team.
Yeah, we're too busy continuing to analyze the game after it's finished. You know, we let you guys hear that, but we have to give you beautiful break screens and, you know, pop in the lobbies so you can see beautiful games like this that have an IO gyro in the first phase. It's not pure filth, I swear. Was that convincing? I think that was good.
It was pretty good. As you know, as filler BS goes, it was pretty good. But Hippo, it's really the story of the reserve time here is a big one throughout this draft. I mean, they were not necessarily ready for this gyro combo. They're spending a lot of reserve time very early on thinking about how do we want to structure our hero picks against the first 2 of NIP. You start to worry what NIP is going to come out with here as the draft goes onward. I like the tree.
I don't like it in this game. Against the IO,
Yeah.
your trees are going to just disappear.
Exactly. That's kind of now. I mean, you can still get cute with Nature's Guys. I mean, that still is a hero that can get around behind the wisp in a slightly unconventional way.
It's true, but I think ever since the change to Nature's Guys, this hero is now, and the movement speed as well, this hero is now more reliant on Nature's Guys in the later phase than he was before.
Right.
That's the big crux.
Radiant's turn to pick.
I don't know. Maybe if you carry a bunch of Iron Branches, you'll be fine. Just make your own little paths.
Well, and another big thing though is that if I'm remembering correctly, Overgrowth no longer goes to BKB.
I'm trying to remember if it was.
That's a problem.
I can't remember if it was. I know they changed a few things of it. Like for example, you can't. Yeah, I think Overgrowth was, but you can still use the Nature's Guys route. That was the thing. That they changed the. They really did mix it up in a weird way that you can, for example, still interrupt TPs with Nature's Guys, as an example, but you don't with Overgrowth.
Well, Nature's Guys no longer pierces spell.
10 seconds.
Okay, so it was full.
Overgrowth still does. Okay, all right.
That was it. Yeah, that's the way.
That was what I was
so
sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
I should know my patch notes a little bit better.
It's fine because I know there's overlap. So it's like, for example, Overgrowth goes for BKB, but Nature's Guys doesn't. But then if you look at the other way around, Nature's Guys can stop TPs, but I think Overgrowth doesn't.
Yes, that is correct. Right, you no longer
I think
interrupt channels. Is that it?
I'm checking on.
They messed with the root state.
Yeah, the root states have been changed because of course they introduced the leash. So for example, you can't TP out in leash. You can TP out in root still. You'll see it coming in action, guys. There was a little bit of overlap. Like basically one thing does something, the other one doesn't.
Basically, the way to understand, this I do remember. Okay, the way to understand the change is that basically TP is now a special kind of channel. TP is no longer treated as a generic channel. Okay, that roots like Overgrowth and Nature's Guys now interrupt TP, but they will not interrupt other kinds of channeling.
Oh, I think that sounds right.
And in fact, it's not just canceled. It's fully prevented during the duration.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. There was definitely a lot of confusion for a lot of people, especially when they introduced the leashes into the game.
But we should also talk about this OD here, which I think is just god awful in this patch. This is a hero that wins its lane and then just does nothing. Like I think the new reworked Arcane Orb is way too expensive mana wise. 200 mana at level 4, and your damage is now tied to your mana pool. So every orb you fire out, I mean, you're an OD with 1800 mana. You do a lot of damage, but every time you throw out an orb, you're doing a little less. And that's 9 orbs. That's just not enough.
We have
when you're talking about a team fight.
This combo before though, right? Like we saw it. Actually, no, I saw it. It was
what?
The CIS were running this. It was Windstrike. They took the IO gyro and then added the OD because IO and OD worked decently together. I think that was their logic.
That's true. That's true. I still and I think there's a Morphling on the other side. OD plays pretty well against that. Your IO gyro give you enough objective threat and are able to play on the other side of the map. Not just the IO gyro, but again the IO in combination with the OD. You're able to play on the enemy side of the map, so it offsets some of the sustain problems that they have.
You know what we're really missing here, Alan? It's the removal of someone to a fight. You know, our Astral's great for that. While you enfeeble them, you Astral them, and then they're just sitting in there for the entire fight.
Yeah.
Bam. Combination.
That's true. Status resistance, baby.
And the Earth Shaker coming out as the farm. We're gonna get a Core Shaker here. That's what I'd like to see.
It's a Core Shaker, but it's a 33 shaker, so it's not going to be, it's not any of these crazy mid shakers, right?
Yeah, but it's an off-lane.
Different, I don't think.
Come on, it's a good off-lane.
No, it's Shaker Bane in a lane. That's nasty.
Very scary. Easy to get across for the enchant setup. So once you get to level 3, look at this off lane for NIP because it has a lot of kill potential.
Yeah, and when you talk about like Shaker ordinarily as a hero, like he's one of those heroes that absolutely needs to get level 12 because of the way his skill points work. For his combo to be a reliable lockdown, he needs to get into those early teens levels. Enfeeble, no worries, man. I mean, Earthshaker has tremendous lockdown from very, very early levels if you're talking about against one target or even 2.
Absolutely, and it looks like we've got the farm pick. It's going to actually be a Pugna come out from Hippomaniacs. They say anything you can do, we can use against you. The difference is this time around, of course, NIP aren't the ones who've drafted something like a Skywrath.
Yeah, it's certainly I still think the Pugna pick is okay. You definitely don't have the direct hero versus hero combo Pugna that you did with the Sky. Nothing remotely. It still gives you a lot of objective threat. It should be said this is probably